Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Ambassador Dr. Raymond Harlall, the founder of the I Empower Entrepreneur Global Movement. And today, this afternoon, on this hour, I have a super special guest I'll be bringing to you. And his name is Ambassador Dr. Donald Toldson. But before I bring him up, I'll be telling you a little bit about me and then a little bit of his biography of who he is, so you have an idea who this great man and leader is. And then I'll be interviewing him, asking questions, excuse me, about what he have contributed to our book that's being launched tomorrow, just one day from today, and it's called The Handbook to Developing Human Equity. It's a book. It's a humanitarian book. It's a book about caring for others. It's a book about serving at the highest level. And the subtitle of it is called World Civility, the Missing Element. And because for us to have an amazing future ahead, for us to live in peace and unity today and tomorrow, for ourselves, our children, and for future generation, civility is the missing ingredient. And it's time we stop thinking about ourselves alone and being selfish, because when we do that, it's actually not in our best interest. It actually comes back to bite you in the butt. And you'll hear people talk about karma. It is an explanation for the same principle, and but we go by the golden rule principle of treat others the same way you would like to be treated. We've invested time, money, talent, expertise, many things, and resources to get this book to be published. We spent almost a year on this book to make sure it's perfect. It's right for the new season as the world begins to open up. This is the time. This is the season for this masterpiece. And I encourage you to please go to Amazon and pre-order it. I'll be sharing. If you're here now, you're watching, hang out for a bit. If you gotta go, come back later, or go lower on my page, and you're gonna see the link to get a one-click Amazon ebook. It's only $2.99. I'm not here to sell you a $2.99 product or service. I'm here. I'm here to offer you something amazing. Allow you, friends and family, close friends and family, to be a part of the work we have done. Probably this book costs over $20,000 just to put together, and all the resource and time. And so for $2.99, that's, I don't know, it's 1%, to maybe 10, not even, yeah, 1% of the value of the cost. You can get this ebook when you pre-order it between today and tomorrow. You have to act now. But as an added bonus, as a value to you, I want to personally, myself and my co-authors, we want to send you $100 value book absolutely free to you when you buy this $2.99 ebook from Amazon. We will send you a printed copy. It's not the book, but one like it. Once it's get printed, it's just hot off the press. We will mail that copy to you, fully colored. It's a collector's edition, and we'd love for you to have that book. And today, again, as I said, my guest is Ambassador Dr. Donald Toldson Sr. He'll be joining us. You don't want to miss it. I'll bring him on very shortly, but I want to show you some of the projects that I've worked on previously. This one was Handbook to Holistic Health, 21 amazing experts. It's my passion. It's my ambition to always promote the other previous authors in the handbook series of books, because this is an amazing series that keeps adding on to other series, creating a community of co-authors, even if they're in different book titles. Even this 21 in this book is from a different book title. It's still in the handbook series of books written in the same kind of format, so you can get hundreds of years of experience, knowledge, and skills in between a couple of your fingers. You can just read a chapter whenever you can. It's not a book that you have to read from front to back, because each chapter is written by somebody else, and you can go to the content page, figure out what do you want to read today, or during your commute, or during your break time, or during your coffee time, or during your washroom time, whatever, whenever you can find time to read. Because I know we're competing with technology. YouTube, people just want instant gratification quickly. But at some point, we still need to capture meaningful, amazing content today from the individuals that are living, breathing it, and have invested so much of their time, decades, lifetime into their skills and expertise. I want to highlight those individuals, and the way I do that is to compile a book with them, interview them, get them to write everything they know about a specific topic in a summary version, meat and potato. You get to know the person a little bit, you hear their story of struggle, success. But after all, I want to know, what's your secret to success? And that's what's in these books. Your secret to success, my secret to success, their secret to success. That if you read this book, no matter where in the world you are, if you never met any one of us personally, you will be able to take from this material, mimic it, and achieve success also. But when you do that, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have your testimonial on this. And I've been in other books collaboration. I've been featured in the World Book of Greatness 2020. And this was in London, UK, along with several of my other co-author, ambassador, colleagues, and friends. Sir Clyde Rivers actually wrote this book with Professor Vernet Joseph. And I was featured on the cover of this one also, along with other ambassador, colleagues, and friends. I've co-authored this one on hiring. I've published and co-authored the Handbook to Holistic Health in the Handbook series of books. I've written this one. This is the one I coach and mentor on for people wanting to become an authority in their area of expertise, no matter what is it that you do. This one is actually endorsed by the Napoleon Hill Foundation in the bottom there. And phenomenal book. You all can get this one absolutely free by going to raymondharlall.com, put your name, email address, and it will come to you automatically. I don't know, my team does that. It happens so amazingly and quickly. It's awesome. This one is called the Handbook to Unleash Your Greatness. Level Up. It's with 15 amazing co-authors on how to level up your life, how to go to the next level. Totally recommend this. It's available on Amazon. I've been featured in several magazines over the years. I've co-authored with legends like Brian Tracy, phenomenal guy. I've been featured in the Who's Who magazine of my home country, Guyana, and I promote and publish other authors. If you're an existing author, I'd love to work with you, promote your books, and showcase you. And even more importantly, if you'd love to be in one of the branded series, the Handbook to series of books, this is the upcoming one. It's called the Handbook to Powerful Collaboration, How to Build Relationship Capital for Maximum Success. And guys, we have, this one is blank. This one going to be launching later this year. For success, we need to do it with other people. Okay, we can do our little thing on our side. It will be slow. There's an old African proverb that it says, if you want to do it fast, do it by yourself. But if you want to go far, do it with others. And we're about creating legacy. Anybody can do anything at any time, but sustaining that legacy for decades and centuries to come is what we're all about, because we only have one life to live, but our legacy can live on for centuries. There's no limit on our legacy, right? So I'm 31. I want to create legacy. Everybody I meet, I say, hey, what are you most passionate about? Are you doing that yet? Or let's get on board and start working on that. Let's start. Somebody's going to continue to dream if the vision is big enough. Without further ado, I want to bring on the amazing Ambassador Dr. Donald D. Toldson Sr. He's got a whole line of names, and I'm going to read a little bit of his biography before I bring him up. Dr. Toldson Sr. has a heart for inspiring others to conquer their fears and discover their inner strength through self-mastery and the utilization of their God-given passion, purpose, power, and possibilities. And same thing I was talking about. This is what he's passionate. This man is passionate for himself to develop his own passion and to help other people. And that's the kind of people we have in this book. He's an I Change Nation community ambassador, 2020 to 2021, Four Corners Toastmaster president. So he's associated with some amazing group of people in his community, and a presiding member of the World Civility Presidential Club, this very club that we're a part of, that's reaching people across the globe, that's positioning, packaging, and promoting leaders and people who wants to impact the world at a higher scale. And I would like to welcome Ambassador Dr. Donald D. Toldson Sr. Welcome on stage, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is an honor to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's such an honor to have you on today. Tomorrow is going to be our book launch. How excited are you? And what can you say to our viewers about that?
I am very, very excited about the book launch. I know I've been, I guess you can call it over anticipating its date. You know, we have a lot of great authors that has taken part in this book, and I want to thank you and Dr. Clyde Rivers for having that vision and that dream to actually bring it forward. But I'm excited, and I'm gonna ask all my friends, all those that follow me on social media, make sure that you tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and make sure you get this book. This book has some powerful nuggets, world changers, thought processors. You have to get this book in order to see what I'm talking about. It's a great book.
And we have taken lifetimes of experience, knowledge, skill, expertise, story of struggle, story of success, and boil that down into secret sauce to say, hey guys, here's my secret recipe, and you can use it in your life. Yes. And you've done that through your global initiative called Wholeness Communication Civility.
Yes.
And it's a threefold card. So can you explain this amazing title here?
Yes, actually, when I started writing my portion in the book, and thanks, first of all, I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of this book. When I first started writing my portion in this book, I had to put a vision behind it, and who's going to be reading it, whose hands will this book be in. And I envisioned this book being in the hands of kings and queens and presidents and royals.
Yes, sir.
But not only that, but also for the everyday person. One of the things that I've learned over the years is that, even in the Bible, it says that a 3-strand cord is not easily broken. So right. When I began to think, how can I translate that into our youth? And the concept that I came up with was I can speak, write, and lead youth training program. And those are the 3-strand cords: speaking, writing, and leading.
Wow. That's so powerful. If every young kid can learn this, and you have a group of amazing children, young people that you coach and mentor, and they go on to do amazing things.
Yes. One of the greatest things that I love is that I love working with our young people, because one thing that I've learned is that they are 100% of our future. And by
say that again, say that again, Doc.
Our young people are 100% of our future. Now, what goes along with that is that we will get a 100% return on our investment. If we take the time to invest in their future, I guarantee you that we will get 100% return on our investment.
That's powerful. It sounds great, but it actually is great. And of course, time. No man know when our time is up, and all we know is that we can go after our dream, vision, mission, ambition, passion, possibilities, as you says,
Yes.
And start something, get something in motion, and somebody
Yes.
will take that and run with it, as you were doing. Um, you've got a 7-step system that you talk about in our chapter. Would you like to go over them?
Yes, but before I go over the 7 steps, one of the things I
Yes.
wanted to share was that there's a statement that was written by a great man, Mahatma
Oh
Gandhi.
yeah. Okay.
He said, "The future depends on what we do in the present." And I'm going to say that again because I think that's a very
Please.
powerful statement. It
It
says that
sounds cliche. It sounds easy, but it is it.
yes, it says the future depends on what we do in the present. So we need to begin to plant seeds now into the future of our youth. And one of the things that I've learned is this, Dr. Raymond, is that inside of every young person, there is a hidden gift. And
Yes.
I'm talking about that gift. It has been strategically placed there in order for our youth to solve the problems of our world. Remember, the future depends on what we do in the present. So that gift that they have, it has been strategically placed on the inside of them. And what I want everyone to know is that it's a gift. And if it goes unnurtured, or I'm sorry, if we nurture that gift, what it can do is that it can create solutions for the world, civility for our world. And not only that, but if we look at the gift, if we cultivate that gift that has been placed on the inside of them, then it can mend hearts. I'm talking about broken hearts, societies, and it can bring nations and countries to the table. And what I'm talking about is that a lot of times, we go through things in life through different countries. There's different war, there's different struggles. Dr. Rivers, he wrote a book called When History Collides. Just
Yes.
because I did not grow up in your area of the
Yes.
world, or
So
just because I did not experience in life what you experienced, it doesn't mean that we're different. Our history, it doesn't have to collide, but even if it do collide, then what happened is that we can bring it to the table of brotherhood, and then we can begin to mend that. So when we begin to instill those type of values and qualities in our youth at a very young age, and we cultivate that, then we can begin to mend those different broken parts in our world. I talk about a gift. If it goes unnoticed, then if that gift that child has on the inside of them, if it goes unnoticed, what happens is that it will never come to, I guess, uh, to light.
yes.
That child was created to bring something to the world, and one of the things that I say is that that thing that they were brought to the world. Here's why we know that it was meant to be for the world, is because out of all the cells that those sperm cells that was delivered, that child was the only one out of all those millions of cells. They were the one that survived. So with that being said,
Come on,
they
ambassador.
yes, with that being
That's
said,
how many was the competition? Like
there's
400 million.
400 million cells, and that one child, because that gift was placed on the inside of that one child, that child was able to push forward and create life. But not only create life, it came with life because it had a purpose.
Doc, so that's 400 million to one possibility.
Yes,
and,
yes,
and and to put that into perspective, it's each American citizen have the ability to be the president of America.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
basically, each one of us came out from a system where we actually became president of America
Yes,
on a numbers basis.
yes, yes. And
Wow.
yes, and one other thing is that when we begin to invest in our youth, what we're actually doing is that we're actually planting a seed. Now, one of the things that I have learned over the years is
Mhm.
that everything that God wants a thing to be, He always places a seed within itself. Everything that God wants a thing to be, He places its seed
Yes.
within itself. Now, picture this: an apple. What does an apple have? An apple has seeds in it
Yes, sir.
within itself. An orange, any type of fruit or whatever you look at, whatever it is meant to be, that seed is planted within itself. So with our youth, the threefold cord, I can speak, write, and lead. Though at a very young age, what we're doing is that we're planting those seeds within our youth. And by planting those seeds within our youth, what is happening is that they were created for such a time as this, for that purpose. So that threefold cord, I can speak, I could write, and I could lead. And what
It's
we're going to
powerful.
do is that we're going to train them, and we're going to just cultivate those giftings, those three-strand cords, in order for them to bring solutions to our world.
Wow, that's incredible. I can tell how passionate you are about this,
Thank you.
Doc. And there are 7 core principles our future young leaders must master to lead,
Yes,
beginning with courage. That's what you have in your chapter. Would you
yes,
like to speak
yes.
on courage?
Yes, when you look at the word courage, courage is facing your fears over and over and over without losing enthusiasm. A lot of people, they don't like to face courage. Even with speaking. I was listening to Mr. Les Brown, and he speaks on courage. And one of the things that he said is that people would rather die. They would rather die than to actually speak in public.
Wow.
So, in other words, what they're saying is that I don't want to, face my fears. I'd rather, just stand in the background and not face my fears. But it takes courage in, uh, in order to take that thing that is placed on the inside of you and to actually come forward with it. That's why I say with our youth, it takes a lot of courage for them to actually come forward at such a young age and bring out the gift that has been placed on the inside of them. But that gift is going to come with a lot of patience, power, passion, and possibilities. Passion, power, purpose, and possibilities. That gift that's on the inside of them, it takes courage. And
Mm,
a lot of times, even to come forward and to write this book, it took a lot of courage. And that's one of the things that we instill in our youth is courage.
wow. And I see number 2, you talk about integrity.
Integrity, yes, integrity. Anyone can. When we, in order to become a great leader, one of the things that you must do is that you must take. You must step into that your integrity. Now, a lot of times, we have to ask ourselves, what do that really means? Because as a leader, it takes more than just showing up in order to be a leader. And one of the things that I've learned is that it's committing to wholeness and integrity. When we speak of that, we are talking about, we have went through um, our world where, especially in our politics and within our churches and within our government, and even in our own personal lives, that's one of the things that we lack, and that's in integrity.
Yeah. And you
Um,
talk about the trust and credibility.
yes, yes. In order for you to have that integrity, people, they need to be able to trust you. They need to be
Yes.
able to know that when you say something, or when you decide to step up as a leader, one of the things that they're going to look for is, can I trust this person? Do this person have value? Do this person stand for what I stand for? There's an old saying that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Wow.
So you have to
Yes.
have that trust, knowing that you are going to come forth and be a true leader, and that's what we are instilling in our young people is a sense of integrity,
Yes,
truth,
sir.
and honesty.
Wow. Hey,
The, the third thing
yeah.
is that they must plan for success. Part of the training that they will be taking on in the I Can Speak, Write, and Lead youth training program um, is that they must think of the big things while they're doing the small things, so that all
Wow.
the small things go in the right places. So what happened is that if you don't plan for success, then you don't have a roadmap in order to reach your goal. So in this training program, we help them to actually plan out their course. What I've done is that in the I Can Speak, Write, and Lead youth training program is that
Hmm.
I've created a manual. It's a step-by-step guide in order to help them to get from point A to point B to point C on down to Z. It teaches them how to hold meetings. One of the things that I do is that in this training program, I do not lead the training program, but I have the people that sign up for the program. I Can Speak, Write, and Lead training program. What they do is that we have a board of governors, which are the kids. And one of the things is that we have a president, we have a treasurer, we have a vice president. So we have all these different officers. And
Wow.
what we do is that at a very young age, what take place is that they are getting a taste of how a government is ran,
That's
how a
incredible.
meeting how a meeting is ran, and all of this is part of the planning process. And we guide them from step A to Z.
That's amazing.
Yes. The fourth thing is that they must set priorities. You know, um, as they really get into the training program, they step into different leadership roles. And the reason that we do that is because what we're doing here is that we're creating world leaders,
Yes.
and they are going to have many type of demands placed up on them. But if they have never been exposed to any type of leadership roles and challenges, then how would they ever know how to govern? How would they ever know how to handle different situations? So we start at a young age, we put them in leadership roles, and then from that point, it just kind of, we just kind of nurture that, and in the process, they will learn how to govern different business, uh, different bodies, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir. Different entities, cooperation, same
Yeah.
structure. Amazing.
Yes. Mhm. The fifth thing that I talk about in the book is that they must be proactive. Now,
Mm.
as I stated earlier, when I was writing this book, one of the things that I had in mind, my vision, was that these young people are going to be future kings. They're going to be future queens, presidents, first ladies, knights, world leaders.
Yes, sir.
And it will become a valuable trait as they begin to, start making different type of decision and learning different type of skills as they step into that role as a leader. Again, I say these young people are our future. They are future world leaders. So we have to be able to train them to be proactive. The sixth thing that I talk about in the book is that they have to be a listener. You know, one of the things that a great leader does is that a great leader, they seek to understand their team. Now you're talking about team building. So they're getting a whole scope of different things through this I Can Speak, Write, and Lead youth training program, a whole scope. As they listen, they're not listening to, I guess they're not listening to be able to, come back and say, I told you so, but they're listening to understand. And in the process, when they're listening to understand, what they're doing is that they're opening up their minds to create different type of solutions for our world, regardless of what type of situation that our world is facing. You know, they're by listening, their minds are open in order to help us to create solutions for our world. The seventh thing that I talk about in this in my chapters is that they must continue to learn. Now, I know during this pandemic season that we're in, and I do call it a season, I know a lot of our young people, they have been on Zoom. They have been learning so many different things, things that they never thought that they would have to learn. They never thought that they would have to learn how to use Zoom. They never thought that they would have to learn how to use an online platform. But what they did not realize is that um, it was placed on the inside of them. And even though they have never faced those challenges to learn in this type of environment, they stepped forward and they did something that they never thought that they were able to do. So one of the things that I love that Mr. Les Brown he said is that you are never too young to teach, and you are never too old to learn. So as our young people begin to step in these seven principles, the seventh one will be is that they must continue to learn. The world is always changing, so we must always open up our mind to learn. Now, one of the things that I tell my son, my youngest son, whenever I try to tell him to do something, he said, I know, I know,
Right.
Dad, I know." And I tell him, I said, "Son, if you take the mindset that you already know, then what you have done is that you have cut yourself off from learning anything new." You know, one of the things that Bishop T.D. Jakes he said, "When I know more than you do, then you are fired." He said that when I know more than you do, then you are fired. Now, he wasn't being cold-hearted or cruel, but what he was doing is that he was encouraging his staff, the people that is around him, that they must continue to learn, but not only continue to learn, but to continue to be teachable.
Wow, that's incredible.
So those are the seven core principles that are taught to our future kings and our queens and our world leaders.
That that is phenomenal content, and that's why, because of your character, because of your track record, because of your passion, because of your vision, ambition, because of the content and your life's work, is why I invited you to be a part of this book, because this book now becomes a vehicle,
Yes,
an airplane, a boat, a bus to go down every pathway in
yes,
this planet. The book will go places we'll probably never be able to go. It'll reach the hands of people, the eyes and ears of people we'll probably never know the name of. And that's why I'm so passionate about this project. And I couldn't, you said thank you, Raymond, for inviting, but also I couldn't have put this project on by myself. So that's why I love the power of collaboration,
yes,
and everybody bringing their A game to the table, allow us to go supersonic speed and touch the world at large. And I believe this is the right season for this content, and we
yes,
need civility now more than ever, as things are shifting and people are getting culture shock. People are getting are more having more psychological issues and financial issues, health and wealth. It's very tough times, and
It
as
is.
everybody has to kind of change and transition to something new, and there's no going back. So it's the only thing that will get us through this and above this is civility,
Yes.
considering
Civility.
other people,
Yes.
investing in our future generation,
Yes.
not cry and be sad and sorrow over spoiled milk. I mean, something.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Any last words, sir?
Well, the last thing that I wanted to say here is simply this. One of the things that Mr. Les Brown said, and as you can know that I'm a very big fan of his. One of the reasons why you are here this evening right now, even on this live chat, this platform right now, and I
Yes.
love a quote that he uses. He said that the reason that each and every one of you are listening right now, the reason that you are seeking out this content for this book is because you are very uncommon. I'm sure Dr. Raymond said, but I'm a speaker, I'm an author. There's different things. I have collaborated with so many different authors, with us. My good friend Sam, Dr. Patrick. Uh,
Bazinga, yeah.
yes. But one of the things that Mr. Les Brown said, and I love it, and that is the reason that you're here right now is because you are an uncommon breed. You are an uncommon breed. And one of the quotes that I love, he said that I choose not to be a common man. He said that it is my right to be uncommon if I can. He said that I seek opportunities and not security. He said that I do not wish to be just a kept citizen, humble and dull by having the state look after me. No. He said that I want to take the calculated risk to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. He said that I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, to the thrill of fulfillment, to the stale come of utopia. He said that I will never cower before any master nor bend to any threat. He said that it is my heritage and my privilege to stand proud and erect and say boldly before God that with God help this I have done. Every single author in this book have poured their heart and life experience into this book. This book was written for you. It was written for you to help you to overcome challenges. It was written for you to see that there's a brighter future.
Mm-hmm.
It was written for every person out there to help you to know that you are an overcomer, that you can overcome. There's nothing that is too great that you cannot conquer. You are a world changer. You are a mountain mover. You can do this. Whatever your it is, you can do this. So I want to thank all the co-authors in this book. I want to thank Dr. Raymond and Dr. Clyde Rivers. There's so much content in here until during this period of time right now. You really can't go over all of it. I got up this morning and I started reading over the content probably for about the 100th time. And I get excited every time I start reading it. I said, this is for kings and queens, and when they are looking for solutions to solve the problems with their youth. They're not just sitting down looking, playing video games, or in which I'm sure in different countries they don't do that, but we do it here. But they make constructive time for their youth. A lot of times, they'll just invest in different things. In this country, they take the time out with their youth to have them in sports, different type of chess clubs and different things. But what about if we begin to invest in their mind,
Cool.
help them to grow,
Wow.
help them to learn, to help them to be a better vision of themselves? And that's what this book is all about. It's about
Incredible.
bringing civility to the world, kindness. And it's something that we are lacking. So get the book. And thank you, Raymond.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to have you. Thank you for making the time. I can feel your excitement. I'm excited. Our audience, I'm sure. I just got a call from a friend say, "Hey, I'm trying to buy the book on Amazon, but it didn't go through." I said, "Do it on your webpage. on your computer.
Yes.
And in case you guys, if you're watching from Canada or outside of America, it'll probably take you to a different Amazon. Try to get it on Amazon USA, which is Amazon.com, and get it on a browser. $2.99 will get you the ebook delivered to you by Amazon automatically tomorrow as the pre-order is fulfilled. And most importantly, as a present, as a gift, as a thank you, as part of our family, being our friend or colleague or people in our circle of influence, we, the authors of the book, will personally send you a printed cover, a printed copy of the book in print that's in full color. And these are only done for our collector's edition. The other ones will be coming on after, but there's a limited collector's edition, and that I do something special for each of the books that I publish. And because of COVID, usually we would have an amazing in-person live book launch and awards ceremony. We're still gonna do that once we can get in person, but for right now, we're gonna launch our book with a full color edition. Thank you, sir. I really and truly appreciate you. And thank you for believing in me and what we're doing, and for partnering and becoming a member of the World Civility Presidential Club. We're going to take this thing even farther and wider.
Thank you.
Take care.
God bless.
There you have it. That was no other than Ambassador Dr. Donald D. Toldson Sr. This man, his name is heavyweight. His name is a heavyweight. He's a heavyweight champion. And if you know his daily life, what he does, he really is of service in his community. He actually touches everybody in his community. If you get to know him, everybody gets to touch a piece of Donald Toldson Sr. And if you don't know him, you're not his friend, connect with him. Say, hey, I saw that interview. You have a question about his initiative, what he's doing with the Wholeness Communication Civility Initiative, working with children. I can speak, I can read, and I can speak, I can read. I'm gonna bring him back on.
Yes, there's I can speak, write, and lead youth training program. Yes, absolutely.
Speak, write, and lead. Yeah, I should get that. But look at that. Great support team. He was in the back room. I can speak, write, and lead. Think about that. That's the training we need in life. Not just math and English and science and social studies, but people skill, the ability to influence. And you see how influencers are leading our world now. Elon Musk will just put a tweet, which is a couple less than 100 and something letters, and it will move the stock market. People will lose money, people will win money and gain money. So influence is so very important, and it's not gonna stop. So speaking, writing, and leading is so phenomenal, and that's what we do. He's doing that at a young level, developing the youths and creating a platform. Most people don't know who we're all presidents of our lives. We're all kings of our houses. And he's doing that. He's cultivating that culture within the young children. That is so powerful. They're in an organization that have board of directors. Most people will work their entire life as an employee, even in middle management, and not understand what these titles mean. They will know, oh yeah, that's a VP, or that's a president, that's all, or that's a CEO, but not understand corporate structure. But it is so important. I'm thankful to collaborate with Donald Toldson, Dr. Ambassador Donald Toldson Sr. He's a great friend, colleague, and businessman. He's invested in real estate. He helps you to find the right property. His day job, he still works. He doesn't have to, but he's doing a little bit of everything. And he's a great role model. He's not all about the money, and he's not one-sided. He's a very open guy. I really honor our friendship and relationship, and that's one of the reasons. Usually when I do collaborative book, I invite people because of who they are first, and then what they bring to the table second. But it's still a lot. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate each of you, our viewers. Be sure to order that book.